All right, very, 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 very good evening to you. Welcome to Late Night Talk with me, myself, and I, Kofi Bartels. Well, you can see today I'm all suited up, and I think I'm in the spirit with my guest for this morning, or for this evening, right, because he is also suited up. I'd like to introduce a gentleman who will be discussing with us today. Very important subject of agriculture, because in River State, agriculture has become something to talk about, especially in the light of the coronavirus and the impending lockdown. He is an agripreneur, an entrepreneur. He is the CEO of and founder of AgriConnect Services, a tech company digitizing agriculture supply chain in Nigeria and empowering smallholder farmers. Our guest this morning has a diploma in English and math and personal finance from Pathway Worldwide Institute USA. He's an associate. He has an associate degree in business management and entrepreneurship with entrepreneurship emphasis from BYU, Idaho, USA. He was awarded an honorary doctorate degree in international education and entrepreneurship by the Institute of Arts, Management, and Professional Studies in collaboration with the Westernville University, San Diego, USA. And is currently a contractor and project manager for oral genealogy data collection and processing project for River State, Nigeria. I'd like to say a very, very good evening to Dr. Brain Daniel Iwe. Let's put our hands together for him. Yes. All right. I have a small audience here. Yes. Thanks so much for your time, Brain. It's great to have you join us today. Just tell us about the what is the agricultural value chain, agriculture supply chain rather, in Nigeria. When you say agricultural supply chain, what exactly do you mean?
Yeah, it has to do with the process of making sure that this food leaves the production and gets to the consumer. And that process is really tough. It's very crazy in Nigeria right now. It's only handled by the independent middlemen,
Mm-hmm.
who goes to the community and buy and then sell at their own prices in the cities. So the supply chain also include exportation, you know, um, outside the country to various persons who might need these products. It also includes other processing of the agricultural products,
Okay.
that can be used for other things that are not food. Yeah, lots of products are not actually used for food only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's just the whole comprehensive information about agriculture supply chain.
Okay, interesting. So we're talking about agriculture today. If you're listening to us, you've seen the narration of our topic. Feel free to drop your comments and feel free to tell us what you think. Also, feel free to share this post so that your friends can see what we're doing here, and your friends can also comment on the post. Please feel free. We have a number to call, and I've put the number on the post already. You can call 080-620-99556. 080-620-99556. Today, His Excellency the Governor of River State met with traditional rulers, government-recognized traditional rulers. And following the closure of markets and shops in River State, we're asking you, how will residents eat? How will the residents of River State eat? That's why we have an entrepreneur who does a lot, who has a company that deals in the agriculture supply chain with us on the program today. How will the residents of River State eat? How will they get the basic necessities? His Excellency, the Governor of River State, yes, on Wike, today said that the State Food Purchasing Committee, headed by the Secretary to the government of River State, Mr. Tommy Danagogo, will purchase all foodstuffs from market traders, all foodstuff from market traders, and distribute them to the people. That's what he said. I want to quote His Excellency the Governor. He said, and I quote, "We will buy all the foods in the markets and distribute to our people. All you need is to liaise with the office of the secretary to the River State government. We will buy and we will distribute. No market should be open anywhere in the state." Of course, the governor had warned from Thursday, which is the beginning of the lockdown in River State, any shop that opens in Obio Akpor local government area and Port Harcourt local government area will be demolished. So we're asking for your thoughts this evening because, of course, when the markets are shut, it means that people cannot have access to food and access to the necessities that will help them survive in life. This is a strategy of the River State government. Dr. Bray, on this.
Well, I have a lot of takes.
Strategy.
I have a lot of takes when it comes to agriculture. Even before now, it's as if we already saw that there will be a time that people would need these food items in their houses. You know, digital agriculture has always been what can actually help agriculture supply chain. Now, narrowing it down to a COVID period of time like this, where there's a total shutdown or lockdown by the government, and then we are hearing that there will be a total buy-off of food items from rural farmers or farmers, and then it will be distributed. The question is, how long has this corona lasted? Corona actually is about 2 months in Nigeria, thereabouts. And the governor made mention of a 2 billion approved fund to buy food items and share to people of River State. And this is about a month plus that information was shared and publicized. Until now, it's unfortunate that we see just few persons saying that they've received food or palliatives. So it's quite unfortunate that we are not even seeing the plans. You know, we are supposed to see, okay, this is how we want to do. We are supposed to see a system laid down to take care of these processes. But unfortunately, we don't have any system laid down that has been shared. We only hear that it will be done, we will do it, we will do it, we will do it. How can it be done? Now, if they want suggestions, I believe that a lot of calls should have been made to individuals like us and other persons in the agriculture industry in Nigeria and River State. And we could help shape out a lot of plans that can actually, take care of these processes. For instance, it's nearly impossible to say you want to share food to everybody in River State. It's quite impossible without any system like any data that is collected. For instance, you have to know how many people in each house. Okay, if you cannot go to their houses to know, is there any place you have actually opened maybe an online form for people to fill so that you can receive data at least? Like, what are you doing to collect the data that you need to share this food? It is not about buying some few trucks and then probably showing on TV and stuff. That doesn't help. And that is not even what we need. We need a plan and a system to be formed. We need a creative plan. And as we continue this discussion tonight, I'm probably going to share one or two ideas how I feel it will be so easy to go about this whole food sharing. Only if the government will be able to purchase food enough to actually share to everybody in River State. And then if they are sharing this food to everybody, what are the parameters? Are they sharing to indigents or to residents alone? We need to look at all these things. Yeah.
Mm. What are the parameters you said? I'm writing everything down. You can see my pen here. Okay. Because I'm going to come back to you with questions on what you're talking about. Now, if you're watching us this evening, please, you can also write down the points that our guest, Dr. Brain Daniel Way, he's spoken so eloquently, and you can tell that he's an expert in what he's saying. He knows what he's talking about. If you want to call this evening, please feel free to call 080 620 99556. That's the number to call. 080 620 99556 to be a part of our conversation and to talk to me or to talk to my guest this evening about the food situation in River State. We have some comments already, and please, as you're watching this program, please don't hesitate to drop a comment. It's very important so that we can know what you think about what we're talking about, and also share this post. Share it so that your friends can watch it on their timeline. We're live on YouTube and live also on Facebook as well. Yeah, we apologize for the quality of the picture, but I think it's good that we're still on. Yesterday was fantastic. Today not so great, but we'll work on it. So we have Albert Young Odu watching. Good evening to Albert Young. We have Eze Chinyere John who says Kofina scam. How many people will he feed? I'm sure he's also re-echoing your sentiments, Dr. Brain. We have a Princess Gold who says this is a real living in bondage, referring to that age-old Nigerian Nollywood movie that is said to have been the pioneer of the Nollywood industry. This is real living in bondage, she says. All the committed, they've been forming up and down. Please, how many people can really come out and say it has favored him or her? That is not part of the whole setting. Okay, I'm sure you're talking about the palliative. Thank you very much, Princess Gold. Yeah. Isaac Enaji says, Jesus. He says, Jesus. How did we get here? Who even voted for this man? Well, let's not bring politics into this. We try to keep the political sentiments out of this. You said, Mechi wonders we didn't listen. There's some people here who support the APC. Some people support. So let's all speak as, let's see politics aside, okay? Richard Marks says, since government can't provide the things needed, Governor Wike should stop all this. So he thinks government can provide it. Hushi Ruben Iyamu says, we are in for big trouble in Little China. Albert Youngodu says, Governor of River State is just trying to cover tracks. Albert, how do you mean? Cover tracks how? I'd like to know. Emiri Obina says, okay, Emiri, no. We don't allow such comments here. Please. Oh, my God. Okay. Sonny Christopher says, what is the plan put in place to distribute the so-called foodstuff? And Sonny Christopher says, super big, or big lies, he said, rather. I thought you were going to say super story. Okay, Dr. Brain, you've heard the comments of those who are watching us live on Facebook, and of course we're also live on YouTube. What do you think about what they're saying?
Well, like I was saying earlier, it's quite obvious that we are human beings, just like our political leaders, our government leaders. I mean, if you say at this point that you want to buy off a lot of foodstuffs and share, we are talking about 6 weeks that you have said this, and then more than 80% of people in the state are saying they've not received anything, and those who probably said they've gotten something, just saying that maybe they had two bars of yam and 3 cups of rice. I don't know how a palliative is not well organized. This is supposed to help people while they stay at home. So you should be talking about food stuff that should take a family for at least 1 week. And so you should sit down, make a lot of calculations, and you can't make these calculations if you don't have any data. The question is there anywhere in River State government that they can come out and boldly say, we know the data of at least 80% of people living in River State?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any place? But then we have a lot of private sector companies who might actually boast of this.
Okay.
Like MTN can say, okay, we the number of registrations we have, we can give account of maybe 50% of people in Obio.
Mm-hmm.
Glo can come out and say, okay, with the registration of lines we have, we can give account of 30% of people in Obio. Like you can work with private sector. So what I've realized is that in this COVID outbreak, the government has always pushed away the private sectors who can actually partner with them to make all these things possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how sharing of food can be, go on properly if you don't have data.
Okay.
So I still have to go back to what I said earlier that we are yet to see their parameters. We are yet to see their system. We are yet to
Mm-hmm.
see their process. We've not seen anything. We can't just be hearing that, okay, we will buy food and share. How do you want to do it? There should be conferences held. There should be open talks. You know, I mean, you can even make an open declaration and call people, okay, what do you think? Let's have your idea. You can have anything you want from a lot of people who are willing to volunteer. You don't even have to pay anybody. A
Mm.
lot of people are willing to share ideas. You can open forums like this, and
Mm-hmm.
then people will talk. You get some points down, and then with your committee, plan something. Share what you have planned with the people. Let us know what you want to do, because this whole thing is so impossible right now as I
Mm.
speak to
Mm.
you.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
but then, like I said, subsequently upon your request, I would like to give one or two suggestions
Okay.
on how I actually think, because right now there is nowhere the River State government has laid down any process on how they want to go about it. We keep hearing what they want to do, but how they want to do it becomes a problem. And that is why they've not done it till now. Because I can boldly say that actually
Mm-hmm.
they are finding it difficult, but they don't want to say that.
Mm. Mm.
Because if this was that easy for them, they should have done it.
Mm.
And if they are saying it is easy, why haven't they done it in a laudable way? Why is it not so obvious that yeah they are doing it?
Okay. Okay. So so
So
so so
that's it.
um
That's it.
um um so far the palliatives committee, I think they have two groups. Those who are purchasing the food and those who are doing the distribution. The first group led by Mr. Tammy Danagogo, who is the secretary to the government of River State. They purchased the food items. And then the second committee, palliatives committee, led by the chairman of the People's Democratic Party in River State, Ambassador Desmond Okawo, takes
Yeah.
this food to go distribute. This is free palliatives. Now, I'm not sure if from the governor's statement, I don't. I need you to help me out here, Brian. If the governor intends to give the food that they're going to purchase from the market people free of charge to residents of River State to eat, or are they going to sell it? What do you think? Looking at what I read out, let me read it again so that you can
Okay.
you can give me your thought. It says Governor Wike today said that the State Food Purchasing Committee, that's what they called, not palliative committee. This is the Tammy Dana Gogo Committee. The State Food
Yes.
Purchasing Committee will purchase all all foodstuff from the market traders and distribute them to the people. He says we will buy off all the foods in the markets and distribute to our people. Um, so, what do you suspect? Are they going to give it free to people, or they're going to say we want to sell? What do you suspect from what he
Okay.
said?
So thank you so much for this question. Um, I begin to wonder the same thing because this is about a month plus that we've been seeing a lot of trucks carrying too many food items going to the food bank. And so the way we see a lot of food purchasing is not the way we see the food being shared.
Oh,
And so
really?
that keeps on going. Yeah, like if you go to that food bank, there is no day you pass there without seeing plenty trailers of food. So it means that food keeps coming in there every day.
Okay.
You see a lot
Okay.
of times they are offloading food each time I pass there, sometimes 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rate at which they are sharing is not the rate at which we are seeing a lot of food stuff going inside that food bank. And so sometimes I started thinking, is it possible that at some point in time, these people actually want to get all the food and then do business with it, maybe a subsidized amount? If that is the case, well, it's no more going to be a palliative. It's going to be it's going to be a
Business.
business. But then, if it has to go to everybody, if it has to be given to everybody at a lot of discounts, with free delivery, that makes sense. It's better than saying you want to share free and then nobody actually gets it.
Hmm.
Yeah, because if you leave people and they have their way, even with the situation, they will still find way to go and buy food.
Okay.
And so if you can discount it for them, make it quite affordable, and bring it to their houses, well, that might be an option, and which is still better than saying you want to give it for free, and then at the end of the day, there is nobody receiving anything.
Mm.
So
So
so I feel that on the long run, this might be a business for the state. That's just my thought anyway.
that's your prediction. So you say
Yeah.
you've been passing by the
Yeah.
facility, the food bank. I don't know where the food bank is. Is
Yeah.
it is it at the opposite Bori camp? Is it that one opposite the pleasure park?
Yeah, yeah, opposite the pleasure park, the campaign
Ah,
office,
okay,
just right
yes,
beside
yes.
the campaign
So you're
office.
saying the rate at which food is entering is higher than the rate at which food is leaving.
Being shared. Like, yes,
Wait,
yeah.
you're saying the rate at which food is entering no or entering the food bank is faster than the rate at which and higher than the rate at which food is leaving. Okay,
Yes,
okay, which means that they may have quite a stockpile.
yes, yes,
So
actually.
you are saying it won't be wrong for the River State government to start selling the food items at a subsidized rate.
Yes, because it's quite unfortunate, and this is the sad truth. It's unfortunate and the sad truth that even if they can feed everybody for free, they would not.
Okay.
Like we know, like
Mm-hmm.
even if they can, even if actually we know they can,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that 10 billion would actually feed everybody. But of course, they will not. And so, if they can't feed for free,
Mm-hmm.
then the better next option is to sell it as a subsidized price. I mean, that's much better than not getting at all when you're expecting it to be free.
Okay.
Because there will still be a lot of people who have some few coin
Mm-hmm.
with them at home, but then they can't come out to buy food. And so,
Mm.
if you give them the option to choose free, I mean, like not free, but then affordable. Can
Mm-hmm.
we bring it for you? I mean, people can take such offer.
Okay.
So it is better. It is better they sell it at a subsidized price than saying it's going to be for free, and at the end of the day, nobody gets the food.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
This idea of buying food items from market people, that's the state government now,
Yeah.
the food purchasing committee. How does it
Yeah.
work? Do you have an idea? Do they go to the villages? Maybe they go to Ahoda or Eche and say, Eche market people, where's give me that comb, please. Eche market people, make una come, oh, make una come, oh, make una come. One buy food, one buy food. You, how much? Na cassava you get? How much you get? Na gari you get? How much? No, we don't go pay this or go pay that one. You, how much? Does the committee go themselves, or do they have people who are helping them purchase, or consultants, or contractors, or what?
Earlier, somewhere early last month or somewhere in the middle of last month,
Mm-hmm.
there was a call on radio. Lots of radio stations were announcing it that local farmers should go and meet their local government chairman
Mm-hmm.
and their food items through the local government chairman will be
Mm-hmm.
brought to the state and purchased by the government and all
Mm-hmm.
that. Okay, so that is the only way I know they are going about it. And
Okay.
then the local government chairman find a way to reach out to their local farmers and probably speak for them to the state,
Mm-hmm.
and then somehow they get these foods to the state. But then there were a lot of smart business persons
Mm-hmm.
who approached the state government directly with some kind of proposals that
Mm-hmm.
okay, we can get you so quantity of food.
Okay.
So what do we have to say? What do you have? And then they can make those supply. Our company is one of them.
Okay. Okay.
vendors.
AgriConnect.
I was supposed to do that.
Okay.
Yes, I
Okay.
was
Okay.
supposed to.
Okay. You
Yeah.
when you say you were supposed to, what exactly do you mean? You were supposed to.
Yeah, like we've arranged everything, the amount of food stuff they needed from us,
Mm-hmm.
but unfortunately, we heard that the governor put a stop to further supply to the food bank. So we were affected by the time he put the stop. We haven't made supply there yet, but then other persons have started the supply before he now said they should stop to probably take stock count of the already available orders and pay them off, then continue with new orders. But then that's been about 2 weeks, and we've not been called back to probably give our own orders supply. Yeah, so that's what I mean that we were supposed to. So right now, I'm not sure about it anymore because I've been passing there too, and I've been
Okay.
seeing a lot of food coming. So
Okay.
I don't know.
I want to get this right. You're saying that
Yeah,
apart from purchasing these food items directly, the government also goes through suppliers, contractors, private sector people who have the capacity, the technology, the know-how to connect, and the contacts to get them food stuff. And
yeah. Actually, yeah.
and that
Go
you
ahead.
you were one of those who was set listed to supply the River State food bank, if we can call it that. But at a
Yes.
point you didn't get to supply, and then the what is it that the food items got stuck in transit? Is it that they said the River State was not using private contractors again or suppliers again, or what? Because I like the sound of this whole idea by the River State government to engage, private firms as well to help. I think it's a great one by the state government and by His Excellency the governor. So was it that they are no longer using, or you didn't deliver on time, or what's going on?
Yeah, like we were supposed to do that like within a time frame given, and we
Mm.
were ready.
Okay.
Just the day we're supposed to bring the whole thing to the food bank.
Hmm.
Early that morning, we were informed that and the message is still on my phone that
Hmm.
the principal, which is the governor, said there
Hmm.
should be a halt on the supply right now
Okay.
so that he could take stock counts and then pay off vendors that had already supplied them. So that was the only information we got to date. So
Okay.
that could probably mean that okay, right now, let's hold on. Maybe let's share a little bit before we can buy more, just to watch the whole process. Or I don't know, but then that was that simple. And well, we may be hopeful that along the line we'll be called back since there
Hmm.
is another lockdown
Hmm.
in the central part of Port Harcourt. So maybe that can initiate a call back to maybe company. I don't know.
Mm, 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 mm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. If you but what do you think about this? I like the sound of the idea that the state government has a plan to, you know, not just go directly to the markets or local government chairman, or they also want to use private suppliers who have links and connections, maybe even outside River State, to supply. Um, you have some solutions for us. You've already outlined. You've told us you have some solutions. We'll come to that pretty shortly. But I'd
Yeah.
like to welcome our online community, those who are listening to us and watching us from around the world. You're welcome. It's still late night talk. My name is Kofi Bartels, and I'm happy to have you join us today. My guest this evening is a fantastic young man. But before then, we're asking you, before I introduce him, we're asking you a question. Following the closure of markets and shops in River State, how will the residents eat? How will the residents eat? How will the residents of River State get the basic necessities they need? How will the residents of River State get the basic necessities they need? Of course, you may already have heard by now that the River State Governor, His Excellency Wike, has warned that from Thursday, the 7th of May, 2020, in River State, any shop, in fact, markets are shut down, but any shop that opens in Obio, Akpor and Port Harcourt local government area the entire building, even if it's one shop, the entire building will be demolished. And I understand His Excellency. He is trying to be firm. And this is a no-nonsense approach to combating coronavirus. And he's earned a lot of plaudits. And of course, some people have disagreed with him, and he's earned some plaudits as well. Some people feel we need to have a no-nonsense approach to fighting the coronavirus because of the gravity of the situation. Others feel that his tactics are high-handed. Where do you stand? I'd like to know. But following this order that markets are shut in Rivers State and any shop that opens, the entire building will be demolished. Of course, no shop owner will want to risk it. Not one shop, not even the one on your street where you go to buy bread, agege bread. They can't open. So, we're asking you, how will people feed? But the Rivers State government has a solution. They have a solution, as revealed by His Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State. Now, you have to share this post so that your friends will enjoy what you're enjoying, okay? So, what is the solution? The governor says, Tuesday, he said that the State Food Purchasing Committee, headed by the Secretary to the Rivers State government, will purchase all the food stuff from the market traders and distribute them to the people. Yeah, that's the solution. Let's quote His Excellency the Governor. He said, and I quote, "We," meaning the government of Rivers State, "will buy off all the foods in the market and distribute to our people." C'est fini. C'est fini. That's the solution. We'll buy off all the foods in the markets and distribute to our people. That's the solution. Yes. And he says all you need is to liaise with the office of the Secretary of the Rivers State government and we'll buy and distribute. So you don't have to worry. You don't have to fear. All you need is to wait. Government will bring food your way. What do you think about this strategy? Do you think it will work? We'd like to hear from you. Please join our conversation by dropping your comments in the comment section. You can also call me right now. I'm waiting for your calls. The number to call is 080-620-99556. 080-620-99556. Our guest tonight is Dr. Brain Daniel Iwe. He's an entrepreneur. He's an agropreneur, amongst other things, and he is the Chief Executive Officer of Agri Connect Services. The Chief Executive Officer of Agri Connect Services, an agri-tech company digitizing agriculture supply chain in Nigeria and empowering rural and small farmers. All right, so Dr. Brain, we have some comments coming through. I'd like to read them before I take your solutions. You can see I'm trying to milk you real well. So let's. Yes. Yeah, it's a skill. Okay, 080-620-99556. We're live on YouTube, live on Facebook. Please share this post right now. I'm waiting for you. Share the post right now so that your friends can be a part of it and of course enjoy this experience. Okay, Sam Dakoroma. Did I get your name right? You dropped the comment here. Studio audience. I have an audience of one. Says planlessness. That is the case of a governor. Okay. You go answer Papa name, they can't find you. It's a million. Says Akpor. It's a story. Samuel Samdakroma says, when is our governor going to give us the food before or after the lockdown? I'm perplexed. Acho Omodu says this is not the best of times for Rivers State. It says a leader ought to inspire hope, especially now that the entire world is facing a deadly virus. Gadwiki press statements are full of threats. His approach to governance in general, the pandemic period in particular, is uninspiring. Okay, so Acho, what do you think about this particular strategy? He says Investors' confidence doing on a daily basis. The government should know they'll be laughed at COVID-19. Okay. So, Acho, what do you think about this particular strategy? Because that's what we want to know. So, feel free to drop your comment on that as well. Thank you very much, Acho. Always great to hear from you. Sonia Iyenagbe says, from whom is the governor going to buy the food stuff from when the markets are closed and the traders are at home? Okay, you get brain, oh. Let me read, though. Check. That's it. That's a very good question, Sonia. You went to school. Dr. Brain, did you hear
Yeah.
that question? She says, from whom is the governor going to buy the food stuff from when the markets are closed and the traders are at home? How will he know who is a trader when we don't have database? That's one of the things you talked about.
Yeah.
The markets are closed. Is there a way that it will be possible for governments like River State government to have such a plan to reach out to the traders?
Well, the government is actually um, the head. They can do anything they want to do. So what I mean by that is they may not necessarily have to open markets to be able to have access to traders.
Okay.
Yeah. So they could always say, all right, all the traders who sell crayfish come to so place, so primary school, bring all your crayfish or whatever it is. Let's scale them. Let's check the quality and let's buy. You know, other people will be locked down. I mean, it doesn't concern others. I mean, these people can come out and do such a thing. So if the governor says, I want people who sell various things at various days to come to different places to bring their products. I mean, it can be done, and the lockdown will still be going on.
Okay.
If you don't have the food, will you come out? If you don't
Okay.
have the food item, you won't come out actually. So they can still buy if they want to buy. They don't need to go to market that is already existing or that is working to be able to purchase the stuffs. As far as the stuffs are available, they can always control how they buy it. Yeah, so they can purchase it. But the point is, who are the farmers? Where are they? How do you reach them? And so if you don't have their database, like this person said, and then you make an open call, then it's going to be crowded. It's going to be crowded.
Quite a situation.
Yeah. So maybe they have to say farmers in so community. They do it community by community where they know that all right, we have a lot of farmers in this place, and okay, we have a lot of vendors that sell from this place. Yeah. But unfortunately, I don't even know why we keep saying want to buy from farmers and traders. They don't have enough. What do we produce here?
Oh, the farmers and traders in River State don't have enough?
They don't have enough. Yeah, at the end of the day, these traders buy from other places like nearby states or farming hub states, something like that. So we can't just be saying that they want to buy from River State farmers or from River State traders. We don't have enough.
Okay.
If the borders were totally closed all this time and strict measures were taken and nobody brought in any food, we will have food by now in River State. Are we going to eat only fresh fish? I mean, I don't.
Do we? So,
Okay, let's go.
You've been in the field. You've been able to reach out to, I'm sure, farmers and traders. What are some of those food items that we cannot rely on ourselves in River State to deliver because we don't have enough? Can you give some examples?
We can rely on rice. We can rely on beans. We can rely in River State to get us fresh tomatoes.
Rice, beans,
fresh tomatoes. We can rely in River State to get us a lot of yams and potatoes. What we could possibly get here is the fish and some vegetables from a chair, and then some small portion of gari. We could get gari around here. Not even much.
You say small portion of gari?
Yes, because we are talking about. Look at the season first of all. Look at the season first of all. Okay. I mean, we are eating food that probably were harvested some time ago. Then look at the time we are in the year. we all know the farming season in Nigeria,
Yeah.
and so we are eating food that has been planted sometime last year,
Mm-hmm.
and then harvest has been going on for a long time since this year,
Okay.
and we don't have enough farm that have not been harvested as we speak. So when you look at the projection, you realize that the more we harvest from here without getting from other states or support from other states, we don't have enough to keep it on.
Wow.
I
Wow.
mean, no farmer has farmed this year. No farmer has farmed this year and is able to get the product as at now.
Wait, wait. No, no farmer.
So all we
Hold on.
are,
Hold on.
yeah,
You said no farmer has farmed this year and is able to get the
that
products. What do you mean by that?
right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so what I'm trying to say is that
Mm-hmm.
most of the products we are selling now or we are harvesting now
Yeah.
are farms that were started last year. You
Oh.
know,
Okay.
so various new farms that were started this year. This is May. I mean, we are looking at at least some cash crops for
Mm-hmm.
3 months,
Mm-hmm.
to harvest. So any farm that is actually ongoing right now
Mm-hmm.
is just in the preliminary stage, like is in the primary stage.
Mm-hmm.
The products are not ready for harvest,
Mm-hmm.
and so because of that, we can't even rely. So,
Okay.
but subsequently within the year,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we'll have a lot of food, but
Okay.
not right now.
Around
Not
around
right now.
around around what month?
We are looking at maybe September. There'll be a
Mm-hmm.
lot of harvest. We will also have a lot of plantain by then. You can imagine plantain is so expensive right now
Yes, it is.
because this is not plantain season.
Mm-hmm.
And so if there was plantain, a lot of people have too many plantain trees
Okay.
or plantation in various communities. And so we can say, all right, River State can produce a lot of plantain, but it's not the season. You can't even see it, and so there are lots of food that we don't have them right now just because the year started some few months
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people haven't even farmed this year because of the pandemic. So it's a lot of mix up.
Mm. Wow, wow, that's some very, very good information from you, Dr. Brain, Daniel Way. If you're watching us, we would like to hear from you. So please feel free to send your comments in right now. You can drop them here if you're watching on Facebook, and of course also on YouTube. We're looking at pictures from the meeting of His Excellency the Governor of River State, Governor Yesu Wike, with traditional rulers. I think it's quite a wonderful one that he met with traditional rulers to try and have them buy in, to this fight against COVID-19. A lot of you have been criticizing, the governor of River State, but I mean, I think it's great that he's trying to have these traditional rulers buy in as far as the fight against COVID-19 is concerned. So that is what he did today, to try and tell them that they need to go and also have their own task force to make sure that people don't come in to River State through their villages. 08062099556 is the number to call if you'd like to be a part of this conversation. But please also don't forget to share this post. If you're watching us, you can share the post so that those on your timeline, your friends, can watch us and can also contribute to this conversation. My guest is Dr. Brain Daniel Way. He is an entrepreneur, an agropreneur, CEO of AgriConnect Services. Okay, so you said some things that I want to get back to. And for those who are joining us, we are looking at the food supply situation in River State. Today, when His Excellency the Governor of River State met with the traditional rulers, government-recognized traditional rulers in River State, he talked about the fact that the markets were closed, and he said that the government has a plan. The government has a plan to ensure that food gets to the people in River State, following the closure of markets and shops. Don't forget that His Excellency the Governor said any shop that opens in Obio, Akpor, and Faga from Thursday, the building will be demolished. The building will be brought down. Okay, so that's it. So nobody would want to open their shops. So we're asking you, what do you think about the government's strategy? He says the government, through the State Food Purchasing Committee, headed by the SSG, will purchase all the food stuff from the market traders and distribute them to the people. He says, and I quote, "We will buy off all the foods in River State, in the markets, and distribute to our people. All you need is to liaise with the office of the secretary to the River State government, and we'll buy and distribute." So our guest today, Dr. Brain, has been telling us his thoughts on this. Dr. Brain, you said something very important.
Okay.
Farmers and traders in River State don't have enough. I know that we have a restriction on interstate movement, but you have food supplies as essential services, essential items, and those people who are moving with food are allowed to move from state to state.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's possible the River State government, based on the fact that you said we don't have much more than just fish, some vegetables, and small gari, that the state government might be buying from people who go outside River State to purchase food to bring into the state? So that would cover the shortfall.
Yes, actually, and that is where the private institutions or private companies come in. Because I'm sure it's a private company that might be able to cater for the logistics of getting food items from another state. A petty farmer in a rural area might not have to put that kind of logistics in place, and so that makes it more better. So even if they want to patronize farmers in River State, nobody's against that. I mean, that is what we really want. Let them go ahead and patronize them however they want. But I am very sure, and they also know that hey, even if they have to buy all the farmlands in River State, it wouldn't be enough. I mean, even if they have to buy the farmland itself, not just the product, if they have to buy all the farms, it wouldn't still be enough. And so that is where the private sector companies into agriculture actually come in. And so they can now help arrange the interstate logistics to bring quantities of food.
Okay.
I mean, for all you know, there are lots of states that have a lot of food right now in the country,
So-
especially in the northern parts.
In the northern part. Okay. So as a private sector person now, what is your solution, the way out, suggestion to the government of River State?
Okay, I have two approaches. I have a
Okay.
digital approach, which makes it faster and easier to get to people.
Okay.
And then the other approach has to do with a normal oral approach where you go house to house and share the food items, taking marks of places you shared the food. But now we have to start this whole plan from the scratch. First of all, how much food do we have? First of all, how much food do we have?
Okay.
We have a food that can take care of the number of persons we've been able to find out are living in River State. That is second. The third one is what are the categories of people we want to give this food to? Have we been able to list out the categories of people that we want them to benefit from this food supply? Are we looking at people who are poor, really poor? Are we looking at the middle class? Are we looking at civil servants? I mean, who are we looking at? What are the class of people? You can't just be saying you want to share food. By now, we should have seen all these things. We should have seen the main plan. And so starting from the scratch, how much food do we have right now? Okay, we have 10 tons of rice, 10 tons of gari. All right. So how do we categorize the sharing? Okay, we want to share from people above this age,
Mm-hmm.
or people within this age. Okay, we want to share to people who are working, and so we want to share to people who are not working. So we need to get the statistics of these categories because I know it's not everybody that can get this thing. It's not possible. So then let's that is what happens in business. They will tell you to define your market segment.
Mm-hmm.
When you understand your market segment, it helps you to really know how to advertise to them, to market to them, because you have a focus. You're not selling to everybody. You have people you are focusing on.
Mm.
So first of all, the state should be able to figure out the specific persons that they want to participate.
That's
They want them
number
to
one.
participate in this. That's
Okay.
number one.
Okay.
Who and who do you want to share these foods?
All right.
It's better you start telling a lot of people on time that they are not part of it. Let them know they are not part. Okay, we're not going to share to so kind of persons. Yeah, fine, we are not part. So what are you already doing with the category of choosing? So you declare your category of persons you want this palliative to get to. But for me, it should get to everybody.
Okay. Okay.
It should get to everybody. Everyone needs it.
Mm.
But then some people needs it more.
Mm.
And
Okay.
so finding the categories will determine the amount various classes of people will have. Some people might need 4 pints of Gary, others might just need one. Maybe they have to, you know. And then that is one. Two, trying to approach private sectors who are already in this industry. It's funny how I heard that government is giving prices of food items, and government is insisting that like they are giving their own price on what they want to buy various things.
Really?
You can imagine how funny that. Yes,
Okay. In
like
very.
that's another worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another worst part of this whole thing. Imagine government coming to say this is the price we are buying this.
Mm-hmm.
How did they arrive at those prices?
Okay,
Do you
so are
understand?
you saying when people are supplying the state food purchasing committee, they're saying we want to buy this bag of Gary for X amount, not for the Y amount you're
Exactly.
telling you want to. Um,
Sure.
and maybe they've done their market research, because it's possible some people may say, "Oh, now government, make we increase the price, go up." You know how market people can do, some traders can do, and all that.
Exactly.
So is it
Well, let's hope they've done their market survey and they arrived at a better price. Fine. Okay. That not being an issue. Moving on. After they've identified the class of people they want to share this food to,
mm-hmm.
they should now go on to, call one or two private company sectors in agriculture. So who are these companies in agriculture? Is it AgriConnect? Is it Agro Allied? Which other companies are there? All right, you guys come. What data do you have? You
Okay.
understand? Do
When,
you
when, when
have
when you're
any
saying what
data?
data, what kind of data are you referring to? Because I know Sonia Yenebe also talked about database. What kind of data are you talking about? Is it how many people are in the state, or what data are you referring to? What kind
We
of
are
data?
looking at in talking about the data. We are looking at the number of families here, the
Hmm.
number of compounds, and probably in each compound, how many people are there. There are lots of companies that have this information actually. There are a lot of
Really,
private companies that have this.
really.
Yeah. For instance, the genealogy project my company is doing from the US organization that is quite different from AgriConnect. We go house to house to interview people of their past generation, of their genealogy. And so we
Wow,
can boast of knowing a lot of people in 9 local governments in River State. So
wow,
we have team of corpers deployed in all these places,
wow,
and
wow.
so we can say, all right, we know a lot of people there. We can, and then there are a lot of other data collection projects going on in River State that probably government is not even interested in.
Mm-hmm.
And so people are capturing data,
I
and
see.
actually for reasons like this, because a lot of Nigerians know that our government is not interested in data. And so if you invest in data collection in Nigeria, there will always be a time you can either help the country with it or still make money with it.
Mm.
And so back to what I was saying, data collection. So you can approach companies. Okay, what data do you have? You are into agriculture. What data in agriculture do you have? Make the call first.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to the companies first. People will come out with something. And then when you get this data, all right, you want to now understand how to get this food to them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to open toll-free lines? Because I don't subscribe to the fact that you have to take the food to them offhand. You just start sharing offhand.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Okay.
can say, all right, we'll share it local government by local government.
Okay.
So today we are going to take care of Obio local government. We are going to share this food after finding your category of persons you want to benefit from this palliative.
Okay, this is now the palliative, not for those who may want to buy, just want to buy food, but there's no market to go to buy.
Well, I'm not sure they might do that. That was just a side thought because at the end of the day, the food purchasing team is still under the palliative.
Mm.
Uh,
Because
It,
because
it,
if
it
if the
was
if the markets are shut, And
Yeah.
the answer of His Excellency the Governor of River State is that we will buy, don't worry, we'll buy food from the markets and give to the people. Because the reason that question of markets being shut comes up is because people who would normally want to go to the market to buy food can't
Wouldn't
go.
be able to do.
Remember,
Sure.
some people have been arrested for operating night markets. I think there are two names that His Excellency mentioned, which means it is absolutely against government's directive to do that. Also, we've already told tales of how people go to Rumokoro markets around 1, 2 a.m. to go and buy because you see a lot of people there selling. People need to get these food. I want to read the statement. Dr. Brain, you become a government spokesperson.
Okay.
You're interpreting this. Let me read it again, please, so that we're on the same page. Because my concern, or am I questioning this evening, is on those who would have, or who would otherwise be going to the markets to buy food for themselves. Um, is it possible to stock your house? Let's say we have a 1 week, 2 week, 3 week lockdown in River State. Is it possible to stock your home with everything stockable? My freezer cannot take all the meat I need for 3 weeks. It cannot take all the soup I could store inside for 3 weeks because I don't have a freezer. And in a matter of days, with all the men with testosterone I have at home, you know, in a matter of days, it's, I don't know. A lot of homes they can have food for 1 week. After that 1 week, if it's soup, are you going to go and keep your leaf for 1 week? Would you cook the one that will last you for 1 month? You know, so this response, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I can tell, I might be wrong, was meant to answer the question: how will people buy or get food now that the markets are shut? So if you're saying this
Okay.
government purchasing thing they are talking about is meant for those who will be giving palliatives food for free, what about those who don't qualify for the palliatives? Because government,
Yeah.
like you said, cannot feed everyone. What about
Yes.
the rest of us? What about you, Dr. Brain? What about me? Well, maybe not you, because you have. So what about me
All
and the
right.
people
So
like me?
okay. Okay. So the point I was making, the whole thing is on two ways. If, because right now the state government haven't come out to say we want to sell to people. The idea, even though we might logically want to pick out that on the long run they would have to sell to people, but the idea still remains that it's palliative. But now I have to answer on if people would have to buy foodstuffs that federal government has already purchased from the market vendors by preventing them to go out, then it has to be run like a business because people are going to buy it, and anything that people have to buy should be running like a business. And
Mm-hmm.
so that means
Mm-hmm.
either the state government is going to set up, they already have a food bank,
Mm-hmm.
so they could set up as mobile applications where you can order for whatever you want.
Mobile applications.
Yeah, I
How do
mean, they
how
can
would that
create
work?
mobile applications. You can download the app.
Mm-hmm.
When you download the app, just like Jumia,
Mm-hmm.
you can find the available items that the state government have in their food bank,
Mm-hmm.
and you order in various sizes that you can afford. So we make this order from the mobile applications. The people in the food bank will receive these orders, find you with the GPS, your location, and deliver these food items to your doorstep because people are not allowed to come out.
So it's like Uber.
That is
It's
actually
like Uber for food.
like Uber for food, which is what AgriConnect is doing right now.
Because you said that
So
we need to have a system in place or a plan in place by now. This sounds like a system. What you're talking about?
exactly, exactly. So AgriConnect have mobile applications. AgriConnect have web app as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Um, AgriConnect has arranged toll-free lines
Mm-hmm.
where people can call, where people can make order of these food items, and to be brought to their homes without coming out. And so, if River State government want to sell food to people at a
Mm-hmm.
later time, they can use the same process. I
Mm.
mean, at the end of the day, digitization has become the only way to curb coronavirus. It's the only way to stop the spread. Digital distancing. That is what we call it in AgriConnect. Digital
Okay.
distancing
Okay.
is the best distancing. Social distancing doesn't work. The moment people come out, it's so hard to social distance. But
Mm-hmm.
digital distancing, you buy from your home with
Mm-hmm.
an online platform,
Mm-hmm.
and this food will be delivered to your house. So it's going to be a dispatch rider with the consumer.
Okay.
So that is just two persons, and it
Mm.
also falls in the standard of no gathering, not more
Okay.
than two
We,
persons.
we, we
Yeah.
see
So
we see a lot of that, on TV abroad.
exactly,
Mm, mm,
exactly.
mm.
And do you know that it's just that easy? So why are they not thinking about it? Why are they not trying
One
to involve
million naira only.
digital processes?
Only
Only,
only 1 million.
only
No, now, Dr.
can
Brain.
take care of these apps.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
yes. I mean, this app doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a luxury app.
Mm-hmm.
Is going to be only for this, and probably like not going to last forever. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
like a temporary
Mm-hmm.
system to take care of food delivery.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't even have to look so good. You just have to show you the items that they have.
Okay.
It could
Okay.
just be an ordinary Google form.
So you
You know
just
Google form, right?
yes, yes. You just feel what you want. I
Exactly.
want
It
tomatoes.
could
I want
not
pepper.
even
I
it
want
could not
como.
even be an app. It could not even be an app. It could just be an ordinary Google form,
Interesting.
and millions of people can use it at the same time. And
Eh,
to set Google form is just with maybe 10,000 naira. You've set up a Google form, and anybody can use it anywhere in the
mm,
world, and you get whatever they want to,
mm.
buy, and you deliver to their places.
And this will be a wonderful way to even employ people in River State.
I'm telling you, because you're going to talk about customer care service,
Mm-hmm.
who manage all these platforms, all these
Mm-hmm.
digital market platforms for this
Mm-hmm.
food delivery.
Yeah.
So, and you're going to talk about dispatch riders.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they don't want to buy the dispatch riders, there are more than 1,000 dispatch riders in River State owned by various companies, small companies, big companies that you can partner.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I keep saying that the government has neglected, they've created a big gap with the private sector in fighting anything whatsoever.
Mm,
They've
mm.
created big gap with the private sector in fighting anything whatsoever, especially in this COVID time,
Okay. So
and it's quite disappointing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You talking about the private sector? Very fantastic, very brilliant, suggestion by you, Brain. Talking about the private sector. Let's say the government is not ready to engage in a scheme like this. Can they do some sort of a PPP, or just bring in private sector people to say run this thing for us? But before you answer that question, I have the Icon Studio saying, Kofi, like you rightly said, who is going to share these things? How is it going to work? I'm not sure it's going to work. I'm not sure it's going to work. Okay, honestly, this is driving me nuts. Samuel Samdakroma is back. He's having some fun today. I'm trying so hard to understand the governor. Okay, the next one we just leave it at that. Rachel Onche Dochuku says, "False hope, oh Lord, save your children." Eze Kudele says, "I'm arguing the governor to have a rethink, or urging, I think, if it said the governor to have a rethink and cancel the lockdown. Why?" Thank you. King OKVNG Prosper says, "Imagine we are like slaves under our own people. Things are difficult, yet no freedom." Princess Fabe says, "For how long will he be able to supply Rivers residents with food, knowing that we don't produce much in River State?" Clinton Uba says, "This should also be a good job opportunity." Just what what we just talked about. Please, if you're watching us, share this post right now. Share this post right now. Like this page, and also turn on the notification bell, that button, so that you also get notified each time we go on live. Thank you, Clinton. Blessing Atebata says, "Actually, River State does not even have any food. How much farm produce do they have?" I think Dr. Brain, you said something like that.
Yeah.
Acho Modu is
Actually.
back. Based on the question I asked, I said you should give us your own strategy. It says the best strategy would have been for the governor to mop up available food items in River State, and make same available to Rivers people in their houses before locking them down. His announcement is like placing the cart before the horse. Leaders must think clockwise and not anti-clockwise. We must not continue to encourage. Okay, Acho, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Blessing Ede. Blessing, where have you been? Blessing says, please, what is liaise? How can we even go to the office? This won't work, I beg. Okay. Bardule Victor Jeremiah says, these are just not the best of times to come from River State. It's just so pathetic how. Okay, I'll leave that out. Blessing Ade says, I know many families who can't even boast of 1,000 naira. They look up to people to feed them. Kelly Great, BSC says, Kofi, if that will bring a solution to everything, let him do that. But I wonder how many people will receive such items. Okay, Acho, I think I've read your message already. Thank you very much. Clinton Uba is asking what kind of data. I think you have answered that question, Dr. Brain Iwe. Isaac Anaji says, Jesus, how did we get here? I think I've read this already. I think the politicians are here as well. They've hopped onto this live stream. I can see them as well. Okay, bless Richard Marks, thank you. Hushi Ruben Iyamu, thank you. Your comments are being repeated. I think I read these comments already. Thank you very much. Edin Wanko says these are the kind of discussions that people should precede the lockdown. Okay. Thank you very much. Dr. Brain, the last question I asked: can the government, say private sector come and provide these services? We'll just license you.
As I speak to you, our proposal is in the state government to take care of the food distribution in partnership with them.
Okay. Wow.
And inside the proposal, we didn't ask them to pay us.
Okay.
We didn't ask them
not
to
one
give
kobo.
us money. What we just said is, give us the opportunity, announce it, give us the platform, let us come and do this thing. That we would be willing to sell food items at 50% discounts with delivery at their doorstep.
50% discount.
Discount just because of coronavirus. And so what that means is, what I realized? Companies and businesses can sell any item at any price they want to sell it. The only thing it takes is for you to offset your profits.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do it. So if you want to sell something, as far as you're not selling below what you are buying it, and you can never compare the wholesale prices with retail prices. There is a lot of difference, And so if I'm a company and I'm coming in to help people to receive food in their various houses because of coronavirus, I would have to sell it at a way cheaper price than the market price, even up to 50%.
Wow.
And we will still run, because the 50% that is coming in can still help us run our company without making much profit and still purchase more food to sell at retail prices. So at the end of the day, if they don't want us to do it, they can say, all right, let's form a committee, but let's pick some persons from the private sector. A committee that will be in charge of digital supply chain to people's houses, to people's doorsteps. Let's pick one or two private sector gurus in this industry and work with them. Alternatively, let me go back to your question. If they have to say, all right, let a private sector run it outrightly, just take care of it. We are licensing this company to take care of this whole food distribution, A to Z. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of private sectors that can do that, including AgriConnect. As I speak to you, like I said earlier, our proposal is in the state government, signed and received by the SSG's office with stamp, detailing how we are going to go about it. So we have our own copy of their receipt that, yes, our proposal got to their office. And I'm sure they must have reviewed it. And so what is the problem?
I hope you won't see that idea popping up from some other person in the not too distant future. You say, that was my idea. And somebody took my proposal and, photocopied it. I pray not.
We don't really care. I mean, like, as I speak to you, we just want something to be going on. If we are not doing it, let another company do it.
Okay. That's a good attitude.
Be taken care of.
That's a good attitude.
Yeah, that is it. We don't care. It doesn't have to be us. Because if you look at it, the corona can kill anybody, even our staff, even me. So if government is not doing anything about it and it's just locked down, we are not safe. We can't even do business. I mean, it's not just in River State that we can make money. We could make money outside this country. We could make money outside the states. But right now, they might want to say, all right, AgriConnect services, we don't want you to do it. Fine, choose whoever you want, but let this thing be going on. Let there be a digital distancing in food supply chain. You can't do it manually. You can't. I mean, do you know what? Even
Yeah.
even in markets alone, you find a lot of people. 5,000 in markets at a time, 3,000 in various markets at a time.
So this this
So how can government take care of it?
so this social this digital thing just solves the problem of social distancing and people staying at home and moving around and not moving around and all that. It solves a whole lot of problems. But
Exactly.
the thing is, can anyone supply everyone everywhere? We have so many
Yes.
people, millions of people in River State, because it's going to be a Herculean, a very gargantuan task to supply everyone with food in River State. Will it be possible? Even if you have 10
Okay. So
companies doing this, how many dispatch riders will it take? You say, somebody says, I'm in Transamadi, another person says, and all these people in one compound, we could have 5, 10 people in one compound, 5, 10 families. And if you have 5 families, in each family, you could have 5 people, and it's going to be overwhelming, Dr. Brain. It's going to really, really overwhelming. What
all
do you
right,
think?
all right. So the point is, when government want to really do this, then you can imagine that if there are millions of people who need this food, there are also a lot of people, millions of people who are actually willing and who can work to take this food to people. So how do we do it? Now, you are not going to make it. You're not going to make it like every day somebody's ordering. You're going to control the food because there's no food. So you would have the power to control food ordering and supply. For instance, a family cannot order more than once in a day, and a
Mm-hmm.
family cannot order more than so amount of food in a day.
Okay, okay, okay.
So it has to be, yeah. So there are supposed to be measures to actually take care of it. So for instance, the food you are ordering, for instance, they could say, all right, we are giving 10,000 naira worth of food only for 3 days. So in the next 3 days, someone who have ordered today will not order anymore. That
Okay.
is because you want the food to get to a lot of people, and also you want to also cause food not to spoil. You want to reduce
I, I can foresee a situation where people will start calling radio stations, people start calling Kofi Bartels and complaining that, oh, we've ordered for food, they've not supplied us, we ordered 3 days ago, what is happening? And then we have a lot of complaints because it will be an overwhelming situation for even the private sector. What do you think?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, the digital process, no matter how overwhelming it's going to be, is still much better, at least 50% better than the manual. Yeah, because the manual in the first place cannot get to at least 20% of people. The digital can get to at least 60% of people at a time. It doesn't take more than 45 minutes with bike to deliver food item in various parts of this. And I mean, and the road is going to be free. You're not dragging the road with people because there is lockdown. So it doesn't take a long time. So one dispatch rider can actually go to at least 100 places in a day. How many hours makes up 24 hours? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're picking up a food for maybe 4 or 5 close by compounds in an area. You're not just going to pick one person's food because the others will be a lot, and then we can also zone it. It's all about, is the government ready to bring us? We can also zone it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, today we are supplying to only Obio local government. Order everybody in Obio, you have from now to so time or so days to order your food items, and we're going to bring it to your house.
Mm-hmm.
That way can also make it easy. So it can be zoned. We can use the local government to zone it, or we can use the constituencies, federal constituencies to zone it, senatorial constituencies. We can zone it anyhow we want to zone it. What matters is that something is happening. And actually, even if we don't have to get to everybody in River State, if we get to at least 80% of people in River State, because I believe is going to be categorized, they will
Mm.
see that something is happening. They will see that something is happening. So it is quite, like, I mean, it's so possible that it can be done through the digital supply chain, and that would even be more easier, no matter how hectic it's going to be. At the end of the day, you are paying on delivery. So even if you've ordered for food and it has not been delivered, you are still with your money.
Mm.
And so, I mean, customers or consumers at this time should be more understanding, knowing that we are serving a lot of people and nobody is going to market. So if maybe it's time that some persons are going to market and we are serving specific people, that's just a different thing. So
Okay.
we can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen a report, from the national publication